What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my prediction for the Ole Miss versus Kentucky game. But if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, it greatly helps out my channel and it helps me grow as a content creator. This is an interesting matchup, guys. You got Mark Stoops going against Lane Kiffin, and they played in the last 5 years, and Ole Miss was able to get the victory both times, but it was a close game, guys. And I think it was in 2017 and 2020 was the last time they played. And I think Ole Miss went to Lexington and was able to get the victory both times. But this is an interesting matchup, guys. Both teams are coming off a victory, and I had the stats for the game, guys. Yeah, Ole Miss was coming off a victory against Tulsa. They beat them 35-27. So Tulsa was able to hang in there and get Ole Miss some problems, guys. And the thing about it, though, Tulsa was able to keep Ole Miss scoreless in the second half. So that's something to look forward to in this game. Ole Miss, of course, at quarterback they have Jackson Dart, USC transfer, and he was able to go. He had 13 completions out of 24 attempts for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those stats don't jump off at you, but he's a very, very talented quarterback, and he's definitely going to have to up it a notch to beat Kentucky. Kentucky is known for having good defense as long as Mark Stoops has been there. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in this game. The leading rush for Ole Miss was Q Judkins. He had 27 attempts for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Jackson Dart was the second leading rusher. He had 13 attempts for 116 yards. So definitely has a run ability. Kentucky's definitely going to have to contain him for taking off and running the ball. And of course, they have Zach Evans, very, very elite running back, guys, very electric. He makes it guys miss. He's one of the best, if not the best, running back in college football, guys. So definitely going to have to watch out for him. He had 10 attempts for 48 yards and a touchdown. So they was able to get 308 total rushing yards against Tulsa, guys. So lethal rushing attack. Receiver, they have M. He had 4 receptions for 75 yards and a touchdown. And they have Jay Mingo, who had 3 receptions for 54 yards and a touchdown. So Lane Kiffin offense, guys, very, very lethal. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do against Kentucky. Moving on to Kentucky, they beat Northern Illinois 31-23. So they gave them a game, Of course, at quarterback for Kentucky, they have Will Levis, who had 18 completions out of 26 attempts for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns. They didn't record a rushing touchdown, guys, but their leading rusher was Kavasier Smoke. He had 12 attempts for 85 yards. So, and I heard they have Chris Rodriguez coming back, one of the best running backs. So they're definitely going to need him in this game, guys, to be able, to keep the offense rolling. Their leading receiver was T. Robinson, who had 7 receptions for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then the next guy was B. Brown, who had 4 receptions for 102 yards with 2 touchdowns. So Kentucky was able to get 4 passing touchdowns. So it's going to be interesting going into this game. And with all that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction for the game. The way I see it, I looked at a stat and I saw that Kentucky was giving up a lot of sacks the last couple of games, guys. They have a problem with pass blocking, and it's going to be interesting in this game considering, I looked at Ole Miss's defense, and their defense is averaging, well, I think they have 16 total sacks so far, guys. So that's an average, you break that down, that's 4 sacks a game. So the Ole Miss defense is, they get after the quarterback, and it's going to be interesting considering Kentucky's O-line has given up some sacks themselves. So with all that being said, I think Kentucky is going to have some success at first to be able to run the ball with Chris Rodriguez being back, but I ultimately have Ole Miss win the game 31-24. I think it's going to be close like that. I think it's going to be a challenge for Ole Miss to be able to move the ball on Kentucky's defense. But let me look at the stats real quick, guys, so I can look at the team stats for both teams. Hold on just a second, guys. Yeah, Kentucky was able to get 406 total offense against Northern Illinois. So they was able to get 303 passing and 103 rushing. Like I said, with Chris Rodriguez back, we'll see if they're able to, get more rushing yards against Ole Miss versus Ole Miss. They gave up, let's see. Yeah, Ole Miss had 462 total offense with 308 rushing and 154 passing. So, like I said, Ole Miss was very lethal on the ground rushing the ball, guys. Jackson Dart is able to pass on Kentucky. It's going to be interesting. Ole Miss gave up 457 total, though, to Tulsa, though. So, they gave up 195 passing and 262 rushing. So, like I said, this is going to be an interesting game, but I ultimately got Ole Miss winning it. I think Ole Miss just has the better overall talent, uh, especially at, receiver, and the key maker, I think, is going to be Zach Evans. If Kentucky can somehow contain him, it can be a game, but I just don't see it, guys. He's very electric, and I think he's going to be able to move the ball easily later on in the game, and I just see Ole Miss win the game 31-24, but I could be wrong. Maybe Kentucky, maybe Chris Rodriguez will make the difference, but I just see Ole Miss win the game. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.